2, 3.
The story centers around a man and a woman, whose fates are intertwined and will change forever. Nelson is an avid advertiser living in San Francisco. One day, during a driving test, he meets Sarah, a beautiful but seemingly eccentric woman. But, she is falsely accused of cheating and ends up failing the test because of Nelson. After getting kicked out of the exam, Sarah waits for him outside and starts to insult him. However, Nelson ignores her and takes off. Then, she traces him down and shows up at his place. She promises to leave him alone only if he gives her a ride. Later that night, she asks him to live with her throughout November on the promise that his life will change for the better. He turns her down, saying that he has a girlfriend. On the first day of November, after being fired and dumped on the very same day, Nelson decides to give it a try and then somehow agrees to spend the whole month with Sarah and finds himself in a desperate love affair that he will remember for. Nelson Moss meets Sarah Deaver, a woman very different from anyone he has met before. His ignorance leads to her failing her driving test. She beguiles him and continually asks him to spend a month with her on the promise that she will change his life for the better. On the first night of November, after Nelson is fired and dumped on the same day, she sleeps with him, and the next day Chaz, a close friend of Sarah's, arrives and refers to Nelson as Sarah's November. Throughout November, the two experience happy times together and fall in love. Nelson examines his life and past, and befriends a fatherless child named Abner. Eventually, he realizes he is in love with Sarah and asks her to marry him. It is revealed that Sarah has terminal cancer, non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Because she cannot bear to have Nelson experience her death, she asks him to leave. Sarah tells Chaz that Nelson proposed to her. Chaz says that it wasn't the first time that a man had proposed, implying Sarah has had numerous months before. Sarah confirms this but claims it was the first time she had wanted to say yes. She decides she will not continue the relationship to protect Nelson from being hurt. Nelson complies, but then stages a surprise return during the Thanksgiving holiday, giving her gifts that remind her of their happy times. They stay together for one more day. He posts November calendars all over her apartment walls, saying it can always be November for them. They make love, but the next morning, Nelson finds Sarah is dressed. She asks him to leave, and he sees she has taken down the calendars. Nelson becomes confused and heartbroken. Sarah asks Nelson to let her go so that he will always have happy memories of her and explains that this is how she needs to be remembered. She will return home to her family, whom she had been avoiding, and face her last days. Sarah then blindfolds Nelson, leads him to a park, and gives him a last kiss. Nelson takes off the blindfold and sees that he is alone in a park he and Sarah went on one of their first dates. His eyes fill with tears and the movie ends.